Ray is on audio, right? Ray, you still there?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Okay.
Okay, we're live. Now we're going to Facebook in a moment.
Okay, folks, so we're going to Facebook. Give us about a minute and a half or 2 minutes and we'll get started. Thank you.
I think Ray has got his video turned off.
Have I?
Yeah, your name's up, Ray, but no picture.
Right.
Hold on a second.
Just go ahead. You've got time.
He's gonna switch the laptop on.
I think I've done all I can do.
Well, as long as we hear you, we're fine. But if you keep trying, if you get it, it'll be fine too. We can hear you fine.
Okay, okay.
Good evening. Wait, she's holding. Good evening and welcome to the County Commissioners Candidate Forum for Districts 2 and District 3, hosted by the Columbus Chamber of Commerce and Tourism. I'm Dan Strickland, Chairman of the Chamber. I would like to thank each of you for taking the time out of your busy schedules to be with us this afternoon. The Chamber is committed to ensuring a healthy business climate, and the heart of that is our advocacy efforts. As a voice of our business and our community, we take great pride in hosting candidate forums to give our members and the general public an opportunity to hear from the candidates about the positional issues that affect our business, environment, and community. I would also like to thank the candidates this evening. Thank you for your attendance, but more importantly, your willingness to serve our county. As we begin, will you bow your heads with me for a word of prayer, please? Dear Lord, we just thank you for this day and for life itself. As we go into this meeting, we ask your blessings upon our members, our business community, our people who are on live tonight, dear God, the candidates, and also help us that everything that we do, that you will be first in our meeting and also in our lives. We ask this in the loving name. Amen.
Amen.
Okay, our moderator for this evening is Les High, the publisher of the News Reporter. They're great partners for the Chamber, and we are thankful for their consistent promotion of Chamber events and programs. We thank you, Les, for your leadership within the Chamber and for moderating tonight's event. Thank you, Les.
All right, thanks, Dan. Good evening, gentlemen. How's it going?
Good.
All right. So,
You have to hit video.
okay, hit video. All right, we good?
There you go. There.
All right. So tonight we're going to examine county commissioner races in District 2 and 3. So roughly, District 2 is areas east and north of Whiteville to the county line, plus some western sections of the city, South Whiteville and Chadbourne. District 3 includes areas in and around Riegelwood, Hallsboro, Lake Waccamaw, Bolton, Buckhead, and Welch's Creek. District 2, we have Democrat incumbent James Prevatte, who is being challenged by Republican Chris Smith. In District 3, we have Democrat incumbent Buddy Byrd, who is being challenged by Republican Ray Battle. Mr. Byrd was not able to be with us tonight. So the candidates were provided copies of the rules, but here's a brief overview for our audience. Each candidate will begin with a 2-minute opening statement and an opportunity to introduce themselves and what they stand for. The moderator will then pose 4 questions submitted prior to the event. All candidates will be given an opportunity to answer each question. Questions were not shared with the candidates beforehand. You'll be given 2 minutes to answer each question, and a timer will be used to end the allotment. Your time when 15 seconds remains, and a second time when it's time to stop. Because there are 4 questions and only 3 candidates tonight, the names will be shuffled to see who goes first for the last question. First 3 are in alphabetical order. There can be no interaction among candidates. You can't use any signs or audio visual materials. And each candidate will be given 1 minute at the end for closing statements. So we will start with your 2-minute opening statements, and we will begin with Ray.
Okay. Well, my name is Ray Battle. I'm actually from the Morehead City area. I come from the coast. I have been serving my community for 42 years in law enforcement. I'm a retired highway patrolman. I started serving when I was 16 on the fire department, spent 6 years on the Jacksonville Police Department. The rest of my career was on the highway patrol, and I am currently the president of the Red Hill Road Community Watch program. So I've got 40, if my math is correct, about 42 years of service for my community. Currently married. I've been married 33 years, 3 children, 3 grandchildren. I have been in Columbus County, I think, for about 12 years now. And it is an honor to have the possibly be able to serve as a commissioner in the county. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Ray. All right, James, you're next. 2-minute opening statement.
I would like to thank the Columbus County Chamber of Commerce and Tourism for planning and hosting this event. I'm James Prevatte, President County Commissioner of District 2. I encourage the viewers to support tonight's sponsors. I also commend the viewers for educating themselves on the candidates. My purpose in participating in this forum is to let our citizens know who I am, where I stand on the issues, and what I value in our county. I believe that every voter should research every candidate, local, state, and nationally, to ensure that they support your core views or what you view as important in your community or nation. I believe in supporting education. I have fought for equitable support for students in our 2 school systems. I believe in good stewardship in our resources, human, physical, and natural. I have made informed decisions that are in the best interest of our citizens. That is why I've never supported a tax increase. I believe that to lead on this level of government, you need to listen to citizens. I encourage citizens to call me and express their ideas for growth and concerns. I believe that everyone has a voice in county issues. That is why I serve on a board to ensure resident rights are protected in long-term care facilities. I believe in quality health care, and that is why I have fought to enhance our mental health and substance abuse resources. I believe in government by the people. That is why I campaign the way I do. That is why I'm always asking citizens at the post office, local restaurants, or barbershop what they think and what they're hearing about current issues. I believe that I'm the best qualified candidate as your county commissioner in District 2, and I have served this county for 47 and a half years in the education and in county government. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, James. All right, Chris.
Okay, first off, I want to thank Jennifer and Les and probably especially Dan for the opening prayer. We need more prayer. We need prayer in our schools, which is legislature. But anyway, I'm Chris Smith, and I'm challenging James for the District 2 County Commissioner race. And I was born and raised in Columbus County. Been married to the same woman, Billy Benton, for 45 years. I have 2 children. And I was self-employed for 35 years in the plumbing and electrical business. And I was involved with a lot of people in their homes and hearing the complaints and so forth and what our county needed to turn around. And I want to make a difference. You know, I'm not going to down any commissioner on the board. I'm not going to down anybody, but I think I can make a difference if I'm elected. And that's all I'm going to say.
All right. Thanks, Chris. All right. So we'll start with the first question, and it'll be in this order. So Ray, you'll go first, followed by Chris, and then James. And because we're the Chamber of Commerce, this question is about business and job creation, and it is. What is your plan for job creation and supporting small business and entrepreneurship in the county? So, Ray?
Well, to start with, make the community more inviting for outside business. Maybe lessen some of the regulations we have for people to start their own business in some of the buildings we have. Advertising, having all of our county departments working together instead of one group not funding another group for various reasons. Because if we work together, then we all do better. If we don't work together, then we all fail. And my position would be to try to bring the county government together to entice new businesses and to help the older businesses to do better. Thank you.
All right, Chris, what's your plan for job creation?
Well, I think the biggest infrastructure that we need to concentrate on. We've got a good water system going, and we're expanding it now. I'm on the Water and Sewer Board, and we're doing a lot of expansions as we speak for water. But it's hard for a big plant to come into our county, our suburbs, and open with 400 or 500 employees and not have sewer. I think we got to do a lot of concentrating on getting sewer, expanding our sewer system. And and a good example is the call center, BB&T call center at North Whiteville, and the Holiday Motel, which nobody, they wouldn't be there if it weren't for, they pump their sewer to Whiteville, to the city of Whiteville. And if it weren't for that, it wouldn't exist. The call center at one time was 400 some people employed there. And you got industrial park, and we've got to concentrate on sewer. To me, that's one of our biggest problems. And our county right now is at a negative growth rate. And people are moving. I mean, I believe in 2010, we had about 58,000 people in the county, and now we're down to about 5,500. I mean, 55,000. I mean, they're moving. There's nothing to do here. So that's going to be one of my biggest challenges is working on sewer, expanding our sewer to create jobs. And if the only way you can grow an economy is to have jobs, and people are happy when they've got money in their pocket. And the only way they can have money in their pocket is to have a job, a good job. So there you have it.
All right, thank you, Chris.
Well,
James.
Will you restate the question, please?
Sure. What is your plan for job creation and supporting small business and entrepreneurship in Columbus County?
Okay. I don't disagree with anything that's been said before as far as for bringing industry and businesses to Columbus County. As a matter of fact, within the last 4 to 5 years, we have brought 325 jobs, new jobs to Columbus County, with the promise of eventually having 500 new jobs. The problem that we have with our larger companies that we're trying to entice is that we don't have the incentives that are offered by other states. They take away the businesses, like when we had chances to have some businesses on the eastern end of the county, and we had Bulldozer, Caterpillar. they were courted and given higher incentives than what we could offer in the state. Locally, we have offered everything from land to buildings to tax incentives. I think we need to continue that kind of thing. I think we need to continue to expand our infrastructure. I don't have a problem at all with trying to get a sewer plant going, but we're going to have to move in a cautious manner on that because water is expensive, but sewer is more expensive. It costs somewhere around $7,000 per hookup to join on to the sewer system over in Horry County. With that being said, I want to give you some figures about our unemployment. Before this pandemic hit, our unemployment rate was 4.8%, according to the State Commerce Department. After the pandemic hit, it's 7.8%. And we have a new business, and I'll start with this, a new business that's coming, Burks, which is a smaller business, that have 40 jobs, and they're having trouble filling those jobs at this time. Why? It could be because people are frightened because of the pandemic or whatever reason. I don't know, but we've got to take care of those businesses also. Thank
Thank
you.
you, James. All right, second question. And this will be, James, you'll have this one first, followed by Chris and then Ray. It's a long statement, but it ends with a pretty short question. Demands by resident Superior Court Judge Doug Sasser that the county complete its commitment to provide adequate courtroom space have been a point of contention. One option is to renovate the historic courthouse to provide one large courtroom space for major trials and for special circumstances like we're in now with the pandemic. With the courthouse falling into disrepair and the unlikelihood of it being used as a museum due to high cost, what is your solution to the judge's ultimatum? Renovate the courthouse or look for...
That's a tough one. You know where I've been on that one all along. I was on the original courthouse committee when it was originated. We did locate the courthouse annex at its present location because the courts and some of the court associates and the business people asked that it be located in Uptown Bible. When that was done, it was my understanding that we would take the old courthouse and convert it into one, possibly two courtrooms. And I still think that's the best alternative. I think that building has a lot of history to it. I think it has a lot of space. I think it's the least costly to renovate, but will provide us with our needs. And I'm in favor of moving in that direction. If that doesn't pan out, then we don't have any more space right there to build another building. And what are you going to do with a good building like that if you don't utilize it? That's all.
Thank you. All right, Chris, you're next.
Well, I'm like James, that's a tough situation. It has been for a long time. For one, we can't tear the building down. I mean, what are we going to put, a bench in a garden there, tulips in the traffic circles? There's only a few traffic circles in North Carolina. We can't tear the building down. If the grants are available, I would love to see it converted to attorney offices. We're right across from our new courthouse or annex, whatever you want to call it, but convert it to offices, long lease offices. An attorney wants to be next to a courthouse. And they would rent immediately, I think, and they could walk across the street to court. Plus, it would bring income to the county. That would be my biggest solution. Like I say, I would never be in favor of tearing it down, you know, because it is a historical building. It's been there a long time, and it needs to stay there.
Thanks. All right, Ray, you're next.
Okay, I didn't, you were broke up a little bit on the first part of the question, but I believe I understand it. As far as the courthouse, the new newest courthouse was a disaster from the beginning because nobody was consulted that actually uses it. I've been in and out of courtrooms my whole life, and the first thing you do is you ask the people that's going to use it, how do you need it built? And I don't think that was done. And I know there are a lot of immediate issues that were going on with that building that still have not been taken care of. As far as the old courthouse, if I have anything to do with it, there'll be not one dime spent on it. It's on the historic registry, which means you can only use materials, and you have to keep it as close to the way it was when it was built. So retrofitting it for other offices or whatever, I do not think would be a viable option, because you would have to spend so much money through the Historical Society to get that done, because it has to be, you cannot just go to Lowe's and get a sheet of plywood and make a room or whatever. It's got to be, everything has to be approved by the Historical Society. And I think we've spent way too much money on it already, architectural fees and such as that. I would say give it to the Historical Society. If they want to spend millions of dollars fixing it up, let them have it, and we can get the tax money off of it. That's my opinion of it.
All right, thank you. All right, third question. Chris, you're first, followed by Ray and then James. Chris, Ray, and James. The county schools made a bold move in consolidating some of its smaller schools into larger ones this year to save money. Community colleges are being tasked with providing more education opportunities for the workforce and reducing costs for students pursuing a four-year degree. What is your take on the state of education in the county, and what more can be done?
Well, again, that's been a tough issue for our whole county, and it's been in an uproar for a while with Guyway and Hallsboro, and it's like Guyway School. It's hard to run a cafeteria and keep a school up for 200 students. That's tough, and it was a tough decision for our superintendent, but she's done a good job. She was hired to solve a lot of problems in our county school systems, and she's working hard on it. She's gone through a lot of ridicule and so forth, but in my opinion, she's done a lot of good with what she had to work with. But you can't always keep a building open, and like Guyway, I'm not in favor of tearing it down. You know, it belongs to the Board of Education. It could be sold. It could be a number of things, activity center, but don't tear it down. But we've got to keep a headfast focus on education. That is very important, and one of our most important criteria. We've got to work hard on it. Thank you.
All right. Next is Ray. Ray, what is the state of education in the county, and what more can be done to improve it?
Well, anytime you have to start closing schools, we're not in a good position. But I do understand that with limited students in the class, it comes down to crunching the numbers, and sometimes you have to do things you don't want to do by closing the schools and such. I think the school could be made a shelter. We always need shelters for inclement weather events and such as that. I'm not sure about where you were going at with the community college, but it's a long ways across this county. If the community college could offer classes out at the Guideway School, I think that would be great. And I would absolutely not be on board with tearing it down. There's too many uses for it. Selling it to someone, or like I said, shelter space. We're always, when you need a shelter, you want it there. And we've got to have places like that.
Thank you, Ray. James, you're next.
I'm not aware of any discussions by the county school board about tearing any buildings down. But I'll say right here in front of everybody that I think that we've got two excellent school systems. Where are we? Right now we're in a spin mode because they're having to do things they've never done before, and it's affecting the learning of children. Southeastern is on a rebound. They're moving forward. And I see great things happening to them. I see great things happening to our school systems. But we've got to stay on top of keeping up with the technology availabilities that are offered to us, because we're in not 1900s anymore. We've moved into a new century. A few years ago, I didn't think I was going to be able to talk on a telephone riding down the road or something, and certainly didn't know anything about computers. The school systems have got to keep up with the changing technology on a day-to-day basis, and I think they're doing that. But we've got to support them in their journey to keep our children and our grandchildren educated. Is there anything that we could do with to help them? There's always a lot of things that we could do to help. One of the best things that you can do if you've got some free time is volunteer to help the schools. Go out and read with a child. I think we need to put some classes on handwriting back in the class, because they don't teach handwriting anymore. But you have to sign checks and you have to sign other documents. And I hope we don't go back to making an X mark. With that being said, I can't say anything bad about either school system. We've got some good leadership, both places. We've got some good teachers, teacher assistants, and auxiliary staff are excellent in our schools. That's all. Thank you.
They offer a handwriting class. I'll go back and take it. It's bad.
I'll tell you mine, you're bad too. Thank you.
So we're down to our last question, and since we have 4 questions and 3 candidates, Dan's going to pull a name out of the hat for the order that you're going to answer them. All right, so let's see. James, you're up first. Luck of the draw, and then we'll pull 2 more. Then you'll have a 1-minute summary, and we'll be done. All right, adoption of the annual budget is a major responsibility of the county commissioners. Can you name a county service or department that you think is underfunded and or one that is overfunded?
You're correct. The budget is a major process, especially when you're dealing with about $77 billion. It's not like balancing your checkbook. All of our departments could use more money. Do I believe that there are any that are overfunded? No, I don't think there are any that are overfunded. But when you start doing a budget, you've got to remember that a budget is exactly what I've said. It's something that you have to go by. If you have $77 million coming in, you can't have $78 million going out. So you have to make tough choices sometimes. And you have to get a balanced budget. Or before you get to that point, you're going to have to raise taxes. Right now, our tax rate is 80.5 cents. If we'd have given everything that was asked for this budget period, we would have had to increase our budget by 30 cents per 100. So your tax bill would be in about $1.10, about $1.10.5 per 100. That's quite a stretch for people who are going through the kinds of times that we have, where they don't know where their next meal could come from. So a lot of people are unemployed, and a lot of people are sick right now. So those are choices that we had to make, and not always good choices, but choices that we had to make that were good for the county.
All right,
Thank
thank you. All right, so Chris, you're next. You got drawn next. And so are there any county services or departments that you think are either overfunded or underfunded?
Well, to the end of time, our education, our schools will be underfunded, in my opinion. It's a disgrace for a teacher to have to buy supplies for students. We didn't do it when I was in school. And as far as underfunding, yes, I would think across our nation right now, we're in turmoil. And I've got a nephew that went to work with the forestry department at almost $37,000 a year. And we've got police officers that don't make that. And they're wearing bulletproof vests. They're handling domestic disputes every day. They're putting their lives on the line. They're on call 24/7. And now what the answer is, I don't know. But to me, they're underfunded. We are going to have a Walmart shooting or school shooting or illegal protest. It's inevitable. It's going to happen. And I want our city police and our county police to be funded, to be the best prepared units in the state. I want to lay down and go to sleep and know that my grandchildren are safe at night. And like I say, I don't know what the answer is. Like I say, with a budget is you can't build a house when you can't make a payment on it. But our county is at a negative growth rate. And that's like you build a foundation for a house and you quit on it. And it's got to change, somehow or another it's got to change.
Thank you, Chris. All right, so Ray, you get the last shot at a question tonight, then we'll do 1-minute summaries.
Okay. As far as department underfunded, I would have to say that it would be the sheriff's department. And I say that because I know what they need. I've been there. And our problem is we hire an officer, spend thousands of dollars sending them to school, thousands of dollars to get them up to speed where they need to be at, and then they can go right across the county line and make $10,000 more a year. So we have to have pay raises for the employees with the sheriff's department. We need officer retention. We need, if we're going to invest and spend money to train an officer, get them certified in everything we can get them certified in, we're going to have to pay them to stay here. And that's one of the biggest issues. Equipment, the law enforcement it's not a money-making venture. You're not going to get your money back out of it. That's just an expense that you're going to have to spend for your safety the community's safety, and there's no way around it. You're going to have to find a way to put the money there to keep our officers. If you want good, experienced officers, you got to pay them to stay. Like I said, when they can go right across the county line, make $10,000 more a year, what good does it do us to hire them and train them? I don't think there's nothing that's overfunded. All departments are like that. We need to be up to speed with our surrounding counties. Thank you.
Thank you, Ray. All right, so 1 minute closing statement to tell us why you're the best man for the job. We'll go in alphabetical order. So Ray, that'll be back to you first, then James, and then Chris.
Okay. Well, it's an interesting question because I don't know that I am the best man for the job. There's a lot I need to learn on county government, but I'm here to try, and I think that I know how to bring people together. We need all of our departments working together and solving problems so we all succeed or we all fail as a county government, not just keep this continuation of everybody doing their own thing. And thank you for the opportunity to be here. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right, James.
I'd like to thank you again for hosting this, and it's been a very educational forum. I'd like to say that I'm not against law enforcement. In fact, we increased that budget almost $1 million this year. Is it enough? No, but none of them were enough. We've given our employees over the last 10 years 27.5% increase. The last 10 years that I worked in education, we went without a raise. I just want to also say that it's been an honor to serve as the county commissioner. I want to continue to try to improve our county. I also look forward to serving you in the next 4 years. I've enjoyed meeting people and fighting for what is right and just. I welcome your calls and your conversations in the future. I know that I am the best candidate for District 2 County Commissioner. I would appreciate your vote and your prayers. Thank you.
All right, Chris, close it out for us.
Okay. Again, thanks for the opportunity to go on the air, and thank you, Jennifer, Les, Dan. Always is the county's a business, just like a home. You have to balance everything. I understand that, and we don't have the resources that some counties have, like Brunswick County. I believe they've got 6 or 7 beaches to draw tourism, and we don't have that, so we've got to work with what we've got, you know. And I think we need some new blood. James has been in there a good while, and nothing against him, but I think I can do make a lot of new things happen in our county, and I'm looking forward to trying. And I wanted a better county for my grandchildren. People are moving out of the county, and we need them to stay. We need jobs where they can stay and make a successful living here in Columbus County. I'd appreciate your vote in November. Everybody needs to remember the dates, the one-stop early voting. And call me. All you got to do is call me. Any information, call me. Thank you.
All right, well, thank you, gentlemen. On behalf of the chamber, win or lose, I think I would say we appreciate your willingness to serve. It's a tough job, especially in this age social media the way that it is. And for you to be willing to serve is admirable. So we'll have another one of these Thursday night at 5:30. Good luck in the campaign and stay safe. Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.